Most people have no idea that the most famous beauty routine in the ancient world wasn't built on exotic potions, lost formulas, or secrets that died with the pharaohs. It was built on 5 ingredients, 5 specific, carefully chosen substances that Cleopatra used consistently, that have been documented across multiple historical accounts, and that modern cosmetic science has spent the last 50 years rediscovering and confirming one by one. These weren't luxury items reserved for a queen. 4 of them sat in the kitchens of ordinary Egyptian households. One of them was considered sacred enough to be used in religious ceremonies. Together, they formed a skincare protocol so effective that it survived not just Cleopatra's reign, but the fall of Egypt, the rise and fall of Rome, the entire medieval period, and every beauty trend that has come and gone since. Today we're uncovering each of those 5 ingredients, what they do, how they were used, and why the research coming out of modern dermatology labs keeps confirming what Cleopatra and her attendants understood instinctively over 2,000 years ago. Stay with us because the second ingredient on this list is something almost every household already has, and it's been quietly used as a skincare staple across multiple civilizations for over 5,000 years. And the first ingredient, the one that sits at the foundation of the entire ritual, is so effective that modern dermatologists still recommend it for specific skin conditions today, and luxury skincare brands charge remarkable prices for products that contain it. 5 ingredients, 2,000 years of continuous use. Let's get into it. Number 5, honey, the golden antimicrobial that Cleopatra applied before sleep. Ancient Egyptian records describe Cleopatra applying pure honey to her face as a regular part of her nighttime beauty routine. This wasn't a casual practice. Honey in the ancient world was precious, carefully harvested and used with intention. The Egyptians had been studying the properties of honey for thousands of years by the time Cleopatra came to power, and they had documented its uses extensively in their medical texts. Here's what modern science has since confirmed about why this worked. Raw honey, the kind Cleopatra would have used, is one of the most remarkable natural substances ever identified for skin health. It contains a natural enzyme called glucose oxidase, which slowly releases small amounts of hydrogen peroxide over time. This gives raw honey powerful antimicrobial properties that work gently on the skin without causing irritation. For a queen who couldn't afford a breakout or a visible blemish on any given day, this was a practical, daily defense. But the benefits go far beyond antimicrobial action. Raw honey is a natural humectant, which means it draws moisture from the air and holds it against the skin. Applied at night, it creates a soft, hydrating layer that rehydrates dry areas, softens rough patches, and leaves the skin visibly plumper by morning. It's rich in antioxidants, including flavonoids and phenolic compounds, that protect skin cells from the oxidative damage that accelerates aging. It contains trace amounts of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that nourish the skin at a cellular level. Research on raw honey and skin has shown benefits for wound healing, acne, eczema, rosacea, and overall skin hydration. Medical-grade honey is now used in hospitals around the world to treat burns, ulcers, and difficult-to-heal wounds. What began as Egyptian traditional practice has become genuinely accepted medical science. Here's the crucial detail: not all honey is created equal. The kind of honey sold in most grocery stores, heavily processed and often filtered, has lost most of the enzymes and beneficial compounds that make raw honey so effective. Cleopatra would have used honey pulled directly from hives, unfiltered, unheated, and full of the natural compounds that give raw honey its skin-transforming properties. For a modern version of this part of her ritual, use raw, unfiltered honey from a trusted source. Apply a small amount to clean, slightly damp skin. Leave it on for 20 to 30 minutes, or sleep with it on if you're comfortable with the texture. Rinse gently with warm water in the morning. Done 2 or 3 times a week, this single practice can noticeably transform skin over the course of a month. Number 4, milk, the ingredient behind her legendary bath. Perhaps no beauty practice in the ancient world is more famous than Cleopatra's milk baths. Historical accounts describe her soaking in baths of sour donkey's milk, sometimes with added honey, as a regular part of her routine. For centuries, this practice was dismissed as an extravagant indulgence, a luxury performed for show rather than for real effect. Modern cosmetic science has completely reversed that assessment. Milk contains a natural alpha-hydroxy acid called lactic acid. Lactic acid is one of the most widely used ingredients in modern professional skincare, appearing in chemical peels, exfoliating serums, and anti-aging treatments. It works by gently dissolving the bonds between dead skin cells on the surface of the skin, allowing them to slough off and revealing the fresher, younger-looking skin underneath. Done consistently over time, this kind of gentle exfoliation can visibly improve skin texture, reduce fine lines, brighten the complexion, and help other skincare ingredients penetrate more effectively. Here's what makes soured milk particularly effective. When milk sours, the lactic acid content increases significantly. This is exactly the form Cleopatra would have used in her baths. Donkey's milk specifically is interesting because it has a composition closer to human breast milk than cow's milk does, and it's unusually rich in fats, proteins, vitamins, and the same lactic acid that gives the bath its skin-smoothing properties. Beyond lactic acid, milk delivers proteins that soothe the skin, fats that moisturize, and vitamins including A and D that support skin health. The combination creates an experience that isn't just cosmetically effective. It's physically soothing, calming inflammation, softening the skin, and leaving the body feeling genuinely cared for. Modern research on lactic acid in skincare has been extensive. Studies have consistently shown benefits for skin hydration, texture improvement, reduction of hyperpigmentation, and overall skin renewal. Products containing lactic acid are now a standard part of professional dermatology and are used across a wide range of skin concerns. For a modern version of this practice, a simple milk bath can be created by adding 2 to 4 cups of whole milk to a warm bath. For a slightly more intensive version, use a combination of whole milk and plain yogurt, which is naturally rich in lactic acid from fermentation. Add a half cup of raw honey for additional benefits. Soak for 20 to 30 minutes, then rinse gently. Even once or twice a week, this kind of bath can meaningfully support skin health over time. Here's what makes this particularly interesting. Cleopatra didn't have access to modern chemical peels or serums. She had milk, honey, and time. And the results she achieved, documented in historical accounts by everyone from Roman writers to Egyptian court officials, were remarkable enough that the practice was imitated by noble women across the ancient Mediterranean for generations after her death. The simplest ingredients, used with intention and consistency, turned out to be powerful enough to create a legacy. Number 3, aloe vera, the succulent leaf that soothed and healed. Aloe vera grew abundantly throughout Egypt, and by Cleopatra's time it had been used for over 2,000 years as both a medicine and a beauty ingredient. Egyptian records describe aloe vera as the plant of immortality, and it appeared in everything from wound care to skin treatments to embalming preparations. Cleopatra is documented as having used aloe vera regularly as part of her skincare routine, applying the fresh gel from the leaves directly to her skin. What the Egyptians observed, modern research has confirmed in extraordinary detail. Aloe vera gel contains over 75 active compounds, including vitamins, enzymes, minerals, sugars, amino acids, and polysaccharides. Together, these compounds deliver a remarkable range of benefits for the skin. Aloe vera is one of the most effective natural anti-inflammatory substances available. Applied to irritated red or sunburned skin, it reduces inflammation quickly and visibly. It contains compounds that support wound healing and tissue repair. It delivers moisture deep into the skin without feeling greasy or heavy. It has antimicrobial properties that help keep the skin clear. And it supports the production of collagen, the protein that gives skin its firmness and elasticity. Research on aloe vera has been remarkably consistent. Studies have confirmed its benefits for burns, cuts, acne, eczema, psoriasis, and general skin health. It's one of the rare natural ingredients that appears in serious dermatological literature across dozens of different clinical applications. Its safety profile is extremely favorable, and its effectiveness has earned it a place in medical protocols in many parts of the world, not just in cosmetics. For Cleopatra, aloe vera served multiple functions. She would have used it to soothe skin after sun exposure, which was considerable in the Egyptian climate. She would have applied it to any blemishes or irritation. She would have used it as a general moisturizer and skin conditioner, delivering deep hydration without any greasy residue. And she would have combined it with other ingredients, including honey and milk, to create specific treatments for specific concerns. For a modern version of this practice, the best aloe vera comes directly from the plant itself. An aloe plant is inexpensive, easy to grow, and requires almost no care. Cut a leaf, slice it open, and scoop out the clear gel inside. Apply directly to clean skin. This fresh gel delivers every compound the plant produces, without any of the preservatives or additives that most commercial aloe products contain. Use 2 or 3 times a week or daily during periods when the skin needs extra care. Fresh aloe vera can dramatically transform skin health. Here's what makes this particularly valuable. Aloe vera is perhaps the single most accessible ingredient on Cleopatra's list. You can grow it yourself, use it fresh, and pay almost nothing for it. And what it does for the skin, confirmed by thousands of years of use and decades of modern research, is genuinely remarkable. A single plant on your windowsill gives you access to one of the most effective skincare ingredients ever identified. And if you're finding any of this useful, take a second to hit like and subscribe. We uncover the traditional practices that worked, the remedies that have stood the test of time, and the ancient wisdom that modern science is still catching up to, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Number 2, olive oil. The liquid gold that softened her skin from head to toe. And here we come to one of the most important ingredients in Cleopatra's entire ritual, a substance so central to ancient Mediterranean life that it appeared in almost every aspect of daily existence: food, religion, medicine, lighting, and of course, skincare. Cleopatra used olive oil extensively. She applied it to her skin after bathing, massaged it into her hair to keep it glossy and healthy, and used it as the base for scented oils and perfumes. This wasn't an occasional indulgence. Olive oil was the foundation of her daily routine, used consistently from head to toe as a fundamental part of how she cared for herself. Here's what makes this particularly interesting. Modern cosmetic science has been studying olive oil for decades, and the findings consistently confirm what Egyptian, Greek, and Roman women understood from direct experience. Olive oil is extraordinarily good for human skin. Olive oil contains a high concentration of monounsaturated fats that closely mimic the natural lipids found in healthy human skin. Applied topically, these fats absorb deeply, moisturize without clogging pores, and support the skin's natural barrier function. For someone dealing with dry skin, rough patches, or the effects of sun exposure, olive oil delivers exactly what the skin needs to restore itself. Beyond the fats, olive oil is rich in vitamin E, one of the most important fat-soluble antioxidants for skin health. Vitamin E protects skin cells from oxidative damage, supports wound healing, and contributes to the long-term appearance of youthful, resilient skin. Olive oil also contains a range of polyphenol compounds, including one called oleocanthal, that exhibit powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Research has shown that oleocanthal works through a similar biochemical pathway as ibuprofen, reducing inflammation both inside the body when olive oil is eaten and on the surface when it's applied topically. For Cleopatra, olive oil served as a universal skincare foundation. After her milk baths, she would have massaged olive oil into her still damp skin, sealing in moisture and leaving her skin soft, supple, and subtly fragrant. She would have used it to remove makeup, with the oil naturally dissolving the kohl and other pigments she wore for formal occasions. She would have massaged scented versions into her hair and scalp, supporting hair health and creating the rich, lustrous hair that historical accounts describe. For a modern version of this practice, the key is quality. Not all olive oil is created equal, and the difference between supermarket olive oil and real, fresh, cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil is significant. Look for single-origin extra virgin olive oil with a recent harvest date, sold in dark glass bottles. This is the kind of olive oil Cleopatra would have used, and it delivers dramatically better results for the skin than industrial processed oils. Apply a small amount to clean, damp skin after bathing. Massage gently into the face, body, or hair as desired. Use it to remove makeup by warming a small amount between the palms and massaging over the face, then wiping gently with a warm, damp cloth. For an intensive treatment, warm the oil slightly and apply generously to the hair and scalp. Leave for 30 minutes and wash out with a gentle shampoo. Here's what most people miss about olive oil in skincare. Its power comes not from doing one thing dramatically, but from doing many things well at the same time. It moisturizes, protects, softens, delivers antioxidants, supports the skin barrier, and reduces inflammation. Used consistently over years, it contributes to the kind of skin health that doesn't come from any single treatment, but from a steady foundation of good care. Cleopatra understood this intuitively. The research has now caught up. Number 1, Dead Sea salt and minerals, the foundation of the entire ritual. And here is the one that changes how you read everything else. Cleopatra had a particular relationship with the Dead Sea. Historical accounts describe her traveling to its shores, taking its waters and using its mud and minerals as a core part of her beauty routine. She was so captivated by the region's natural resources that she reportedly asked Mark Antony to give her the area around the Dead Sea as a gift, and she built cosmetic and pharmaceutical enterprises there that operated for generations. The Dead Sea is unlike any other body of water on Earth. Its mineral content is 10 times higher than that of ordinary ocean water, and the specific balance of minerals it contains, including magnesium, potassium, calcium, bromide, and sulfur, creates an environment that has been used for skincare and therapeutic purposes for at least 2,000 years. What Cleopatra recognized, and what modern research has extensively confirmed, is that these minerals have genuine measurable effects on human skin. Magnesium, the most abundant mineral in Dead Sea water, plays a central role in cellular function throughout the body, including in the skin. Applied topically, magnesium helps reduce inflammation, supports skin barrier function, and contributes to a calm, balanced complexion. Studies have shown that bathing in magnesium-rich water can improve skin hydration, reduce redness, and support healing in conditions like psoriasis and eczema. Potassium supports cell function and fluid balance in the skin. Calcium contributes to the regeneration of the skin barrier. Bromide, present in high concentrations in Dead Sea water, has calming, anti-inflammatory properties that soothe irritated skin. Sulfur, another abundant mineral, supports collagen production and has natural antimicrobial properties that help keep skin clear. The combination of these minerals working together in a natural balance creates an effect that cannot be easily replicated by any single ingredient. Research has shown that treatments using Dead Sea minerals can significantly improve skin conditions ranging from dryness to eczema to psoriasis, and the results have been strong enough that many dermatological clinics now incorporate Dead Sea salt treatments as part of their clinical protocols. Beyond the minerals in the water itself, Cleopatra used Dead Sea mud extensively. The mud contains the same mineral profile as the water, concentrated into a clay-like substance that can be applied directly to the skin. Applied as a mask, Dead Sea mud draws impurities out of the pores, gently exfoliates the surface of the skin, delivers the full mineral profile deep into the skin, and leaves the skin feeling soft, clean, and visibly refreshed. The practice was considered so effective that noble women across the Mediterranean traveled to the Dead Sea specifically for these treatments, and a significant cosmetic industry grew up around the region during Cleopatra's reign and continued to operate for centuries after her death. The Dead Sea cosmetic industry still exists today, with products exported around the world and spa treatments attracting visitors from every continent. For a modern version of this foundational part of Cleopatra's ritual, authentic Dead Sea salt and mud are both widely available. Look for products that are genuinely sourced from the Dead Sea, unprocessed, and free of synthetic additives. A weekly Dead Sea salt bath using about half a cup of salt dissolved in warm bath water delivers meaningful mineral absorption through the skin. A Dead Sea mud mask applied to clean skin once a week and left on for 15 to 20 minutes before rinsing delivers a deep mineral treatment that few other products can match. Here is the part that stops most people in their tracks. The mineral balance of Dead Sea water and mud, formed over hundreds of thousands of years of evaporation and geological concentration, cannot be artificially recreated in a lab. Synthetic mineral blends miss some of the subtle elements that make the natural product so effective. What Cleopatra used came from a body of water that has existed essentially unchanged for millennia, and the same source still produces the same materials today. You can use literally the same foundation that Cleopatra used, and it will still deliver the same effects. And when you step back and look at the full ritual together, something remarkable becomes clear. These 5 ingredients work as a system. Dead Sea minerals create the foundation, drawing impurities out and delivering a broad mineral profile that supports skin health at a cellular level. Milk and lactic acid gently exfoliate and renew the surface of the skin. Honey delivers antimicrobial and humectant benefits, holding moisture and protecting against breakouts. Aloe vera soothes and heals any irritation, delivering deep hydration and supporting the skin's ongoing repair. And olive oil seals everything in, nourishing the skin with essential fats, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Cleopatra didn't have a team of cosmetic chemists or a laboratory full of actives. She had 5 ingredients, each doing something the others couldn't do alone, working together to produce an effect that has lasted in memory for over 2,000 years. 5 ingredients, all of them pointing back to the same truth. The most legendary beauty ritual in the ancient world wasn't built on secrets, exotic elements, or lost formulas. It was built on simple, high-quality ingredients used consistently and intentionally, each chosen because it did something real and measurable for the skin. The women who followed Cleopatra's practices weren't participating in a mystery. They were using what worked. Modern cosmetic science, after decades of research, keeps arriving at the same conclusions those ancient women arrived at through direct observation. The ingredients that mattered then still matter now. The principles that worked then still work now. Quality matters more than most people realize. Raw, unfiltered honey does something processed grocery store honey cannot. Real, fresh, cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil is a completely different substance from industrial seed oil-based cosmetic products. Authentic Dead Sea salt and mud cannot be replicated by synthetic imitations. The right versions of these ingredients used consistently are what make this ritual work. If you're inspired to try any of these practices, pick 1 or 2 ingredients from this list and start incorporating them this week. Drop a comment below and let me know which one you're starting with. I genuinely love hearing which of these ancient practices people are drawn to. If you got something out of this video, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss what we put out next. We go deep on the ancient practices that actually worked, the traditional wisdom that modern science is still confirming, and the rituals that have stood the test of thousands of years, and the next one is already in the works. And if you're still curious, stick around.